Welcome back to Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White
Part
Witch.
34.
Yes, part 3.
As many times as I must do it.
It's funny because it's kind of reflecting what's going on in my country at the moment, at least for my... Because it's the middle of fucking May, it should be springtime, and yet it's cold as fuck as soon as the sun sets.
And it's not that uncommon, honestly.
I know, but it shouldn't happen.
Well, it's been incredibly bright and sunny around here, like with completely clear skies, but it's absolutely freezing.
Yeah, I can understand if it's from Shiro or because we're in the north.
Well,
you guys get the so you guys get the clear skies. It's raining around here.
Well, Tail, unlike what Judge Fierstein would have you believe, it just goes back to the fact that it's not intelligently designed.
But you'll be happy to know that Comic-Con in May is usually scorching.
It's usually what, sorry?
It's usually scorching.
I'm not quite sure how that makes me feel better, because...
Okay, you
It'll be nice weather, that's why.
You guys want some warm weather? You should come on down south to the likes of Florida or Texas.
That's what I am doing in a couple of months.
That's too hot for me.
Too hot for... Yeah.
You sure it's not too hot, or it's just a matter of being too humid?
It's too hot.
Hey, Shiroi, I found a frosty flan. You want it?
No.
Are we sure it's safe or it doesn't attack us?
Wait, the flan? Oh, I see what you did there.
I don't.
Final
Fantasy joke.
Okay.
All right.
Why are you?
Well, if it was safe to, it was safe to eat it in DuckTales. I don't see why not here.
True.
Anyway, but what is this? There is no hidden pathway behind this wall.
You were expecting a hidden
I don't know,
pathway,
guys.
But it's just.
I don't know, guys. Is that a hint for whether or not I should look for a hidden pathway?
No,
I don't know.
it's just a red herring. It's fine.
No, sure. Remember, we already had a red herring in Ding Dong Dell. Remember? Ha ha ha. The king's pet fish, a red herring.
You know, Mr. Drippy, something about this icicle that can float in midair was kind of suspicious now that I think about it.
You're just being paranoid, little boy.
But it just nearly killed us.
Shh.
Details.
Alright.
Boy, I can just imagine if Snack World's going to be this self-aware, it'll be doing our commentating job for us.
I can't wait for Snack World, actually. Despite it being an RPG, I cannot wait for Snack World.
Well, we know Level 5 Abbey is localizing it. It's just a matter of when they'll bring it out.
Wait, who's localizing it?
Level 5 Abbey. The same people who localized the... Okay, the same...
Flashback.
Mom!
Alright, so you're up as well.
Yeah.
Joy?
Could this be the place?
This must be the place.
Who's gonna rock the place?
Place.
Okay. It could. The Marvel Mountain King seems an apt hiding place for the visionary magic of the ancient.
So proclaims the Mountain King.
Also, precursors and shit.
I love that song, by the way.
I love that entire musical.
Mm-hmm.
The power to save souls. Will he be here?
It's called Determination, darling.
Yeah, actually no, it's a bonfire.
Yes.
That too.
I don't see any bonfires around here, though.
How's a bonfire gonna... Oh, I get it.
In a fucking ice cave.
I know. We can use the bonfire to melt the letters SOS in it, and somebody will come and save our souls.
Well then again, if this was a Dark Souls game, frame rate would be taking a giant dump on us right now. I mean, I love you, From Software, but damn, you have to work on your frame rate.
Fucking blight.
Wait, are we talking about Dark Souls?
Dark Souls, basically,
yeah,
From Software's in general, From Software's games tend to have their own specific parts of the game where the frame rate, for no apparent reason, decides to tank, and only in that particular zone. It's weird.
I'll tell you more in detail later on, but for now, dialogue.
I mean...
Hold on, Shiro. Hold on, I thought... It is, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, wait,
my
that's
mom.
my line.
That ain't your mom. That's the great sage Alicia, crikey. It's been a while. Crikey. Oh, yeah, it's crikey. Yeah, in case you guys forgot, Drippy was actually an acquaintance of Alicia.
Alicia? Of course! She was in my dream.
Which one of the multiples?
She looks so much like her. It's almost like she's a soulmate or something.
So the old emperor spent his time hanging around with pretty young sages, did he? It's all right for some.
Why, yes.
So yeah, Swain is also getting some insight into his father. How nice. Sure.
Swain, is this really the time for your lewd?
Lewd?
Hey. Oh, boo-hoo, here comes the police.
Well, that was a nice drug high. She disappeared.
I love how Drippy's constantly smiling throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
What the hell was that? Am I seeing things?
Like I said, it's a nice drug high. That's why Drippy's smiling.
So I finally fixed that issue I've been having with recording stuff. And so I expect to hear the music, but when I come back in, there's no music anyway.
That's okay. There's not much going on anyway.
Wait, hold on. You just did? Or not?
Got a...
Hold on, let me just recap for this. Basically, Webs, we found...
no need, I've already... I took my iPod with me.
Oh, okay then. Sorry about that.
Alright then, let's continue reading, and then when we get back to just walking around at the speed of snow, then you can tell us.
That must have been a conversation they had back then. Could there been anything else? Certain of it I am.
So this
don't worry, we will find out. So yeah, remember, we have to remember, there's clearly, we already established that apparently one of the Zodiarchs who led us to the Morn Star is apparently trying to help us. So even though the game doesn't flat out spell us that he was the one behind that vision, my guess is it probably was him, because he's, as we're going to learn later, he's kind of trying to guide us throughout our journey.
I actually thought it was probably the magic concentration being a cavern and everything.
Me too.
Possible as well.
It's possible also what you said, I mean...
to me, that's the most logical and likely explanation. But anyway, it will become clear when we know about that particular Zodiarch that's helping us for some reason. Anyway, the point is, moving on.
So that was the great Sage Alicia, Mom's soulmate. It won't be much longer now. We will save you, I promise.
Boy, Oliver is filled with determination.
Great, now he's...
Despite everything, it's still you.
Still you. Oliver.
Sorry, everybody.
And Swain is only focused. Swain is only trying to, think around in his head. What the hell was that? Am I fucking high?
Come on.
Remind me again why I'm in this group.
I forgot. What kind of stone were we looking for again? It was
the ice one, I think.
Well, we're looking for the ice stone in the ice cave.
The pirates had the fire one, and the snake, I think, had the thunder one.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was saying was, considering, the deliberate difficulty of the Dark Souls series, wouldn't something like a bad frame rate detriment you?
Yes!
You took the words right out of my mouth.
You don't even know, Shiroi.
It's funny you mentioned that, Shiroi, but save that for another day when we'll comment on our thing. But to answer your question, Jova, the reason behind what Pedro said before about the frame rate is because the way the Dark Souls game is structured is that there's no clear loading screens. Every area is connected somehow, and, well, at least for the first one. From the second one, we start letting warp around like anything. Basically, there's no real loading screen. Every area is connected, so as you progress, the game loads on its own. The problem is...
That sounds like a lag nightmare waiting to happen.
If there's too much shit to load at the same time, fucking Blighttown, bad frame rate happens.
Well, that's a good thing you said. Well, it's the main reason why there's also quite some frame rate issues for Last Guardian in the standard PS4, because Last Guardian also has a similar technique. It also loads the world of the game. So obviously, that's gonna be costly on the frame rate.
Pretty much in the entire world all the time.
Now I won't fault games for doing that. What I will fault them for is not at least trying their best, make it so that, okay, there'll be lag, but try and keep the lag centered to places where you have proper time.
There is an alternative, Jova, which we'll see later on in another game, but basically, the alternative for not having your frame rate drop is to have temporary graph downgrades, but they're clearly visible, so developers tend to prefer the frame rate lag to that.
One thing that I like about Neo, basically Neo is a game made by Team Ninja, exclusive to the PS4. And it's
yes, the game that was having a rivalry with Nier.
Actually, no,
more like Dark Souls. But...
Yeah, it's Japanese Dark Souls.
About the name.
Well, Dark Souls is also Japanese, but sure.
Yeah,
anyway,
I was referring to the names.
No, because honestly, if you ask me, Neo is a better Dark Souls 3 than the actual Dark Souls 3. But yeah, Neo. One thing that I like about Neo is that it has, when you first start up the game, it has various different modes where you can intentionally go for a 1080p 30 frames per second, or you can choose to lower the resolution to 720p and have a 60 frames per second frame rate. So what do you prefer, resolution or frame rate? It's your choice. I kind of wish more games did that.
I usually just stick with 720p 60 when recording.
I feel it's lower resolution, honestly.
I honestly never got what's so great about 180 compared to 720, honestly.
Graphical horrors, Pedro.
And now we have 4K!
Well, on the Pro, I don't have a
4K.
Well, Neo, on the PS4 Pro, Neo can actually run at 1080p 60.
That's nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against it. It's just I've never gotten people who are so mad when something's 720 60 frames instead of 180 60 frames.
Doing 1080.
Phantom Pain ran on 1080p 60 even on the center PS4, but that was because it was made using PS3 technology.
Because 180p Jova makes it sound like it'd be like an Atari 40, like an Atari game.
Fair point.
It's Jova. It's the beat war all over again. Anyway, we're time for the boss.
Okay.
We're not doing bits now. We're doing P's and I's.
Yes.
Gee, I wonder what this boss's weakness is. The entire dungeon has not been hinting at all to what his weakness might be. Right.
Coochie.
Cerberus. Spirit of the North.
Cerberus. Get it? Ha 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 ha.
You're missing two heads there.
It only has one head, but it works.
Yeah, I guess.
The wittiness of Richard Underwood compels you.
So, alright. So, yeah, as you can see, of course, his weakness is fire. Like everything in this dungeon.
Just roast him.
Or even better. Let me rephrase that. Sorry, first. You know what monsters who live in cold places don't like fire, don't you, Wally boy? Well, this big pooch is no different. Go on, man. Give him a roasting.
Mr. Drippy, polar bears and penguins actually prefer warmth. They just happen to live in the cold.
Well, blame me for not being a scientist, I guess.
Besides, Drippy, I already figured that out for myself, thank you. Now shut up and let me battle.
Aw, poor thing's
Making a fire, burning hard.
I can see people to be honest, Pedro, I can see people getting annoyed by that kind of thing.
Well, you mean that? No, I agree. I don't particularly. I mean, sometimes these hints are really good because they're things that you normally wouldn't think. But that particular one, that was a dud. I agree with you there.
That'd be like if.
No, I agree with you. Don't worry.
Yeah, no. So I just want to give an example.
Go ahead.
That'd be like if in I don't know,
if like in Pokemon they told you, D, the dry grass Pokemon is harmed by fire.
Yeah, or like you know, hey, burn the grass Pokemon. But
there's actually one thing
just
I never thought about it up until now, Jova. They rarely tell you actually the type advantages, disadvantages in Pokemon games. You actually figure them out on your own.
Yeah, that is a nice.
Well, actually, too, because I still have. Oh, actually, cutscene first.
Yeah, later on.
There,
yeah.
That's a good pup.
Ew.
Oh, actually, the Thunder Gem.
The Star Stone.
Sorry, my bad, I guess.
Pokemon Stars confirmed.
Oh, I get it. It's Stardust. So
And
that...
we got his page on the Wizard's Companion.
I get it now, guys. So it's a Stardust stone, which means we've been getting high off of it.
So can we have Robert De Niro as a Sky Pirate?
Alright, so actually, Webs, you be Sir Boreas. Go ahead, Shuri.
Stay back, everyone. It might be dangerous.
Let's call
Okay,
Luke,
then.
he may talk to animals.
Nah, man. Look at those puppy dog eyes. You ain't on the warpath no more.
That
And
puppy
then he
dog
eats
eyes,
Drippy.
those growls, the way it's hunched over like it's
And then
ready
you
to
eat,
attack.
and then you eat Strippy. Bop. Hakuna Matata.
Forgive me.
Yeah, let's go with that. Flipping Eggman! A flipping talking dog!
This is totally the strangest thing I've seen on my ventures.
Yeah, not the fact that he speaks, but the fact that he's blue is another thing.
What the hell are you?
A dog.
I am Cerberus, faithful servant of the Wizard King and keeper of the stone.
So this is what would happen if a Vaporeon and a dog mated.
So Tabitha was right.
It seems like it, yes.
Even after his passing, I served my master still. For many ages now have I guarded the stone.
Until you came to get beat by a kid who thought, maybe I should use fire magic.
But its power became too much for me. It consumed me. It drove me insane.
So yeah, the power of the stone eventually consumed him.
You poor thing.
Why did I think ingesting the stone was a good idea?
Actually,
Hey.
the Wizard King was the one who had that idea, so blame him.
Yeah.
You came here for the stone, did you not? But
I
I'm
guess the
bigger than
Wizard
him. I
King-
could
I guess
have
the Wizard...
eaten.
Oh.
I could have eaten him if I wanted to.
Go
But
ahead.
Sure.
you're nice now.
No, Gio wanted to say something.
No, go ahead.
Yes, we did. We have to get the...
Defeat Shadar, basically.
I had sensed that not all was right in the world beyond these walls.
My guess is that the Wizard King was not predicting the waiting would have been for this much longer.
In saving me from my madness, you have proven your strength and purity of heart just by casting fire on me several times.
Yes. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, Wes. Again, video game logic. Just beat the crap on someone until...
You don't be...
It's like in Last Battled Webs. How do we get our brother Gross to recover his memory? Simply beat the crap out of him, because as we all know, beating the crap out of someone cures amnesia.
Well, I guess, to be fair, I guess it can remind someone in some way. Unlocking
Is that how it is in the anime tale, by the way?
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
As for you are the ones for whom my master waited, for whom he waits still.
Your master. The Wizard King. He knows about us?
Foreshadowing.
The Wizard King knows all, and the time when you too shall know all.
The Wizard King is actually gone.
We're off to see the wizard, the Wizard King of Neen.
The Wizard King sees you in your nightmares.
He sees you when you are sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good.
So the Wizard King is Santa Claus. Sorry, Dweebs.
A test of strength.
Prove to him your strength.
Seriously, dude?
How do we do that?
Well, at
I
least
don't
it's not
know,
a
you've already
trial of
tested-
love. I mean, come on.
I don't know. You already tested your strength against me.
It's okay.
that
It's
was
okay.
enough.
It's okay, guys. All we have to do is cast float on the boss and cast float on ourselves, and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So we need to
Do
grant
that
his
what he
final
asks of
wish.
you. Yep. See ya.
What could the Wizard King want with us? And
He wants you dead. Oh, sorry. He wants you. He wants you.
And then the Wizard King goes, Sir Boreas, stick to the script I gave you.
I mean, he
Wait.
wants you. He wants your
oh,
bread. He's very
I
hungry.
get it now. The Wizard King is actually the writer of this land.
Sure, let's go. He's a storyteller. Sure, let's go with that.
All makes sense now.
This
Maybe.
is where he ran off to.
But all he did was throw another load of riddles at us. When is this all going to start making sense?
Don't be so negative. prerogative. We've got the snow.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, Dwips. This is for now on. This is gonna be mine. Whatever time you're complaining, when is this gonna start making sense? Don't be so negative.
So Pedro, so Pedro, is that what you do to get yourself through the Thief and the Cobbler each time you watch it?
Yes.
Or that could be what Swain said. That could be the line "People who hate level 5 use" or something. I don't know.
Anyway, oh hi McDonald's sign.
No.
Level 5 is stupid. It's a product placement 0 out of 10.
Anyway,
Oh,
cutscene.
hello there.
And McDonald's, no less.
Oh, it's not an evil organ pipe.
Pipe organ, though.
Oh, there's a Zodiac that's been helping us for some reason.
Halcyon, so...
No, he's talking about... Don't worry, Dwips. We'll find out. There you go. Basically, before Shadar turned this into his own personal castle, this was a kingdom called Alcyon.
Kinda like Maleficent with the Radiant Garden.
Sound familiar to a certain story?
Oh, listen, because this is important.
Oh, we got the subtitles.
I never thought I would hear you say that. Now, Counselor, to what do I owe this praise?
But Shira has trouble reading the subtitles because they're small.
Your
What?
Yeah, Shadar, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
Well, you see, I find it most comfortable to relax. I took a few pages.
What?
from-
Wait, what?
So, this whole plot started just because he couldn't relax.
Well, I took a few pages from Darkside, hanging out on Marianne's couch.
Apparently, this guy knows something about Shadar that we don't.
Shadar is the prince's father or something.
My deeds shall demonstrate that I mean
What's the main character's name? He's Oliver's father.
as the
You're close,
this world are torn
but
from
no cigar.
and turned to the blackest despair.
Despair?
Peter's mother.
You would have to share your
Shadar's Oliver's mother.
In disguise.
That'll be an interesting twist, I guess.
That's the twist I'd make.
Yeah, what's your agenda?
She's just been smoking for the past 1,000 years.
Yeah, and that's how.
Nowadays,
got
a
that.
castle,
Like,
okay, Kermit.
50 a day
Anyway,
for the
we
last
got all this
1,000 years.
stuff. Yeah.
By the skies! You're swift, boy. I'll give you that. It seems you have yourselves a full set of magic stones already.
Already.
Wait a minute, Halcyon, a place that was once grand but is now in ruins. Funny enough, the Halcyon, there's a company called the Halcyon Company that produced Terminator Salvation, and they ended up in ruins. So
Huh.
Level 5 Actually, no, it was after, so...
Level 5 made a neat reference,
they're
I
poking fun at
guess.
them.
We couldn't have done it without Tengri. There's no way he can't fly.
Anyway, don't. Anyway, just to finish what I was saying earlier to Teo, don't worry, this is not important. Basically, well, actually, Teo, I know because I still have my original box and everything of Pokemon Red, the original version, obviously, from the Game Boy. The manual does have a type matchup table on one of the pages.
Oh, the manual. Yeah, he's talking about in-game.
Well, remember, Joe, this was back in the day where manuals were a common thing to read.
Well, I get
But
where...
if I recall correctly, ever since Gen 1, they still tell you about the debuff,
True.
for example.
True.
So not telling you in-game about the elemental
Here
difference
goes
would have been interesting. Anyway, yeah, the stones.
Chaos Control.
Sorry, Dweep, you're just not believing enough into it.
Eh? So yeah, we have a problem. The fucking stones are too big.
The stones working for Smash, sorry.
Flipping yak!
They're too fucking.
I love Drupal's face there, by the way. Flipping yak! What's all this about?
Open your mouth wide, Drippy, and say, ah.
Ah,
Nah.
they're the wrong blooming size, ain't they? Are you blind or something? I do.
We can shrink them.
I guess I didn't...
Actually,
think
that's
of that.
exactly what we're gonna do.
I mean,
Yep.
we were
Very
so
good.
busy looking for them. Adventuring really kinda makes me go all ADD.
You're
No, I
not
think
seriously
that's
telling me you're not seriously telling me we've ended up with a bunch of worthless counterfeits, are you?
Wow,
God,
it's
I
almost
could-
it's almost like Swain was made for dwibs.
Sure. More so the dog of Lady
So
Layton. But
much of my type.
No, very real. Of that there can be no doubt. The keepers of the stones you crossed swords with were real enough, were they not? Unless they
No,
were
they
fakes as well.
No, they were video game bosses.
Then why don't they fit the wand?
Maybe they enlarged and swelled.
That's what he
it looks
said.
like there's some other thing we're missing.
The monster that has changed. 'Tis
It's
Mornstar
Mornstar.
there that has changed size. Like as not, it shifted shape to fit the hand of its new owner.
Which makes sense because remember, if you notice the wands that the Zodiacs, that evil council of Zodiacs has, they're one the same shape as Oliver, so it's the same kind of wand. And I guess since it's a magic wand, it automatically changes form depending on who's owning it. And when Oliver got it, it apparently got smaller than it was supposed to be.
Dang the piece of wood. Shrank. I've a nose for plunder, and I'd say you best have a sniff round the same place you first heard of Mornstar. And I first came by the map.
Which
Hamlin, of course.
there you
You're
go.
right, Kublai.
Of course, the Pied Piper was the answer all along.
All right, to Hamlin.
Ta-da-da-da.
Okay, if I were in charge of this game, I'd just throw in the Pied Piper in there because...
So it's back to Hamlin again, is it? This seems to be becoming a habit. Come on then, Oliver.
Okay, let's go see how Marcuson's doing.
I wonder if there's ever actually been a based on the Pied Piper.
Probably.
Probably.
I mean, I'm sure if you look for it, it probably there's
Man,
could probably
it's
be
not
one.
like it's not like there'd be enough story to make a video game unless you change it so that the rats try and resist the Pied Piper by shooting him all.
Depends
Oh,
on
you'd
one
be
or-
surprised, Wibs. Video games can be very
They
creative.
combined that with the mythos that you British people seem to love about
Excuse me.
a secret society of humanoid rats living underground.
You could make a mobile game.
Maybe. I'd love to see a company at level 5 try and do something with it.
Well, yeah, Hino loves his fairy tales, so yeah, I can see that
Let's
happening.
see.
Let's see.
Oh,
All right.
how ironic. The Pied Piper is in The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, Blood and Wine.
Well, there you go then.
There's also, let's see. The game. Yeah, there's a lot of featuring of him. I'm not quite seeing a game specifically centered around him, but but just does show up.
Right. I wish I was one.
There's also that mask that Link uses in Majora's Mask that kind of lets him do it like that, although with cheeks instead of
Yeah.
Maybe it could.
rats.
It'd be great. It'd be good if they could point out what a sick bastard he is, though. Because to be seriously, just because he don't get his money, he traps a bunch of kids in a mountain.
Remember, the Dwebs, back when the Brothers Grimm wrote these stories, let's just say the Brothers Grimm were products of their time.
They were grim.
Hardcore.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, they were-
they had a very interesting way of looking at the world.
Let's see.
What,
The
with,
ori-
what through bad CGI?
It would have
No.
been Dweebs. Imagine if someone asked Metallica to sing Happy Birthday to a child.
Okay, Dibs. A bit of reference. In the original version of Cinderella, in the end, the stepsisters actually cut off their feet in order to try and fit the slipper. Oh, and they end up
Yeah.
blind at the end. Oh, and Sleeping Beauty, the prince rapes the princess, and
Well, we could just go down the list
Wait,
of things that Disney
wait.
has adapted.
Wait. It does? Oh.
Yeah,
Basically, Pedro, in the
Uh,
original version of Sleeping Beauty, a prince actually came to the princess after everyone else had died, and the evil fairy had died out too. He raped her, she had a baby, she was fine with it, he took her, his wife didn't like it, and then cut up Sleeping Beauty and her baby and fed it to the prince.
Happy ruined childhood, everyone. See you for the next part.
See ya.
See you, everybody.
See ya.